You ever find yourself scrolling through your feed and you just stop on a picture of a model who looks, well, perfect? What if I told you the secret to that perfection is that they're not even real? Today, we are diving into a wild new wave of influencers. So let's just get right into it. This isn't some trick question from a sci-fi movie. It's happening right now, and it's totally reshaping fashion, marketing, and what it even means to be an influencer. We're talking about digital models, AI-generated personalities who are landing huge campaigns and racking up millions of followers. And seriously, this is not science fiction. These digital icons are already here, and they are making a massive impact. The line between what's real and what's virtual, it is getting blurrier by the second. To see just how real this is, you only have to look at these pioneers. You've probably already seen Lil Miquela on your feed. She's a CGI influencer who's modeled for Prada and Calvin Klein, and Time even named her one of the most influential people on the internet. Then there's Shudu, who is known as the world's first digital supermodel. She's worked with massive brands like Fenty Beauty and Vogue. And over in Tokyo, you've got Emma with that signature pink hair who's been in campaigns for IKEA and Puma. The big takeaway here is that these aren't just pretty pictures. They have entire backstories, personalities, and huge, very real followings. So with these icons already paving the way, a whole new industry is popping up to create the next generation. We're going to pull back the curtain on one of the agencies right at the forefront of this whole movement, Noir Starr Models, to see exactly how these virtual stars are born. First up, let's meet a model who's designed to be that perfect bridge between high fashion and just everyday life. Her name is Zoe Lee. Zoe is what they call a hybrid influencer. She's got this awesome pink pixie cut and a total girl next door vibe that just feels super relatable. But get this, she's also a triple threat creative, a musician, an athlete, and a model. Her entire persona is fleshed out, right down to being based in Seattle. She's designed to be versatile, you know? She can fit in on a high fashion runway just as easily as in a casual Instagram story. And make no mistake, she is treated like an absolute A-lister. Her portfolio is stacked with appearances on virtual runways for the biggest fashion weeks in the world. She's landing major campaigns, getting booked as a spokesmodel. It just goes to show that being digital is zero barrier to having real-world success. All right, so if Zoe is the relatable girl next door, let's flip the script and meet the agency's avant-garde heartbeat. Meet Nova. Nova is all about that edge. She has this striking platinum blonde bob, super bold makeup, and a style that's inspired by indie films and goth music. She's described as fearless and cinematic, a muse that's really built for high fashion and artistry. I mean, this quote from her bio just says it all. She doesn't follow trends, she dismantles them. That pretty much captures her whole vibe, right? She's not meant to be relatable like Zoe. She's built to be a visionary, a force that pushes the boundaries of digital style. And this just lays out the strategy perfectly. On one side, you have Zoe, built for that authentic, broad appeal. On the other, you've got Nova, crafted for that edgy, high-fashion audience. See, Noir Starr isn't just making one-off models. They're building a whole diverse roster of digital personalities, each one aimed at a completely different corner of the market. And the roster just keeps getting better. Let's meet one more muse from our deep dive today, Apollo. And she brings a whole other energy to the agency. Apollo is where curvy glam meets city edge, and her backstory is just incredibly rich. I mean, listen to this. She's a collector of vintage 80s and 90s fashion, a photographer who shoots on actual 35mm film, a DJ who spins soul and Afrobeat, and an athlete who boxes. All these layers of passions and interests make her feel so deep and, well, authentic. So we've met the models, but what's the big picture here? What's the grand vision that ties Zoe, Nova, and Apollo all together? Well, it's what the agency calls the Noir Starr ecosystem. So the agency was founded by Anthony Starr, and he's coming from decades of experience in traditional fashion and bringing it into this new digital frontier. The mission is pretty clear. Merge the glamour and prestige of high fashion with the completely limitless potential of AI. And that brings us to their core idea, the curated ecosystem of influence. What does that even mean? Well, the key here is that Noir Starr doesn't see their models as just faces. They see them as platforms. Think about it from a brand's perspective. You get total control over the message, 24/7 availability, and zero risk of any personal scandals. It's all about crafting the perfect story with incredible precision, but doing it with a personality that still feels real. Their vision really boils down to three main things. First, they're crafting tomorrow's icons by figuring out what people actually connect with.
Second, they're merging that exclusive world of luxury with powerful AI. And third, they're engineering this new type of influence to have the biggest impact and create real connection.
And this quote just nails it. This is influence for the post-Instagram age, engineered for impact, built for connection. They're already looking past our current social media world. This isn't just about getting likes on a photo anymore. It's about building deep, meaningful connections between brands and people, all through these perfectly crafted digital personalities. So, this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on. As these digital people become more and more sophisticated, more integrated into our culture, who gets to define what influence even is? Is it going to be about human authenticity? Or is it going to be about the flawless perfection of a digital story? Honestly, that's a question we're all going to be answering together.